Trap Media. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe for me. Philly is on fire. Now, if you're paying attention, you know the Ultimate Legends battle. Something we wanted in the early 2000s. If you was tuned into the early battle scene in our generation, in the millennial generation, the two hubs for battle rap was Harlem and Philly. Now, I often have these debates with different people because some people's perspective is from the New York perspective, and of course, the New York perspective will go further because New York, New York became at the top of the music. So with Smack being from Harlem, they get to tell the story of who was the gold and it's a New York bias, the same way it is in the music industry. It's a New York bias. So they give it all the moot. But really at that time, it was depending on where you was in tune with first. Were you a DVD type person or were you on YouTube? Now, Smack ended up, he got big off DVDs, but them getting catapult to caffeine and everything else and the big success of the 2010s came from relaunching on YouTube. But who set the YouTube stage? We seen recently when Soldier Boy said that he was the first rapper on YouTube. He paved the way. That was proven wrong because Reed Dollars was the first rapper on YouTube, and they checked the dates, and you seen he was the first one rapping on YouTube. And what was he doing? He was laying the platform for the battle scene that would become a multi-million dollar industry today. So a lot of the respect that people give Mook, you gotta understand Reed deserves them same flowers because and the Philly scene. It wasn't just New York. The Philly scene was doing it on YouTube. Like you could see it was kids battling, 19 years old in Philly, like the whole culture. And still to this day, what makes Philly so unique and really a battle place. Most other places, it can't just be like battling in 2021. In 2021, Young Hot, a legend at that time, and I call it the Reed era, but Reed, Meek Mill, Young High, Georgia had, NH, all Quilly, all of these guys were prominent and doing millions of views before your favorite rapper on the internet. Before any of these other guys, when they were still on DVDs, these guys were doing it big on YouTube. And they still alive, and the Philly culture still supports just rapping. Like if you've been tuning in the Philly First 48 or Sayola's Instagram, they just going live and you can hear guys coming in and just really appreciating, the sport on the underground level. Now there's professional level with Smack and RBE and all that, but this is still the underground essence of it, and it's not, how they were doing it before, going back and forth. YouTube, they dropped two tracks, and it's just good to be tuned in. It's good to be a fan. It's good to see both legends back. I want to give both of them, Young Hot and NH, their flowers right now because most guys just too big for a situation like this. They don't understand that their fan base still wants to hear them in a situation like this because this is how we was introduced to them. So we still want to see them in battle mode. We understand y'all make music. We understand that you versatile, but it's good to see everybody come back outside and see where everybody is at in 2021. Now, while I'm guessing, I think it started on Philly First 48 in NH's interview, and he had threw some shots at Young Hot, and I think others, like pretty much they was irrelevant currently. So that was NH's statement, and then something else happened where they were live, and I think NH said something else, and Young Hot ended up dropping. Now, a lot of guys on the original live, they were saying, Philly like the, more so aggressive, and a lot of people on the, I wouldn't say a lot, the main ones that was on, I think it was either Size or Johnny's IG live when they was talking about it. They were saying they didn't like the smooth beat that NH chose, but I thought it was perfect because it's actually just a song that you can ride to. It's not like it's just okay when I want to hear this battle song or when I'm just judging this. It's something that can go past the moment. So I thought it was very strategic thought out, and it it sounded very good to me. And then NH came back and responded. NH has a more aggressive style, kind of that like how that K-Shine twerk barking on you. He was one of the early ones, along with Reed, bringing that aggression to the battle scene. So he brought that, but it was kind of like a Meek Drake effect for me because if you got the good song and you talking, you talking too. So it just for me that gives it's just something that I can play that song. I can put it on my playlist. I can, it's just multi-purposeful along with the disc, so it works better for me. And I gave I gave Young Hot the first round, and Young Hot back then, I didn't even really like, Young Hot back then. Like from what I heard, it wasn't like nothing stand out that made me really tap in. Like I could listen back then. It was like Philly Swain, Reed, Frank with the Grippers. They were like my favorite in the Philly scene. But Young Hot, I definitely heard the battle. It wasn't nothing that really stood out to me in the early 2000s, but today, man, I mean, if you're a rapper, Young Hot is somebody you need to pay attention to because he's the pure example of keep working on your craft, and you don't have to be limited to a moment. A lot of people just like to focus on. A lot of people felt like he lost to Mook, and I think that was in Philly, or it could have been in New York, but I'm not sure if that was the battle when Mook went to Diamond Street. I'm not sure, but Young Hot's pen definitely went to the next level because the first song was very good, but when he dropped that second song, it was like Young Hot left Earth. Young Hot left Earth, and from the second song, Young Hot could have a lot of success in battle rap today. He was with the name flips, with the staying on subject, with the addressing personal issues, with the rebuttals, with the next level, King Los, Kendrick Lamar. That really can rap flow. It's hard to beat somebody like that, and especially if they can do that and they're saying something, it's just hard to beat that. It's hard. It's very hard. And H has more of that monotone same pace type flow, which is it's good too. But you can separate yourself when you can do that Kendrick Lamar, King Los type stuff where you switching up the pace, and you can make the beat, you can make the flow almost sound like the beat, and it's just Young Hot is just so next level from what these last two tracks I heard. It's not that I don't think the first track, the beat selection for NH was all that. The second one was pretty cool, but I just had to give both rounds to Young Hot 2-0. But it's still respect to both parties for even participating. Like I said, a lot of guys, legends from that time, they won't come outside, and we can say for both of them, two legends came outside and they fed their fan base. But shout out to everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Let me know how y'all seen the battle. Was it 2-0? Was it 2-1? And like, share, subscribe, comment. Appreciate you. Shout out to Philly First 48, Johnny Mac. Shout out to Sayola. Y'all got us a classic.